That's it. So basically now we want to split the inlet manifold as best as possible. That would be tightening and that would be loosening. Yep. Let's take that off. Hopefully we don't have to cut that other wire, because this will be out of the way. So we have those two wires there. What did we just drop? That's a good question. Let me get the magnet just in case. I think there was a bracket of some sort. There's definitely something there. You know what the problem is? I can't see. Let's see. Put the light. What was the bracket holding that? Wasn't holding any of that. Wasn't holding any of that. Looks like a nerve of some sort. Felt like something had seriously dropped. It can't fall too far. The ground's not far. So let's work on still disconnecting everything from here. See what I mean by the ground not far? Okay. Alrighty. So we can take that hose off. Let's poke you just down behind there so you're no longer an issue. Get that off. Don't need to unclip that, but we can just unbolt it from its clip. So not too much. There's a gasket there. Oh, I see. There's a bracket there and a bracket there. They both look like 14s. 12s. Let's try the 12. Yeah, 12. 12. We'll do the harder one first. Let's do one nut. Yeah, the nut. I was just looking at that nut going, where did you come from? And I believe he came from there, which was holding a bracket. Actually, you remind me, that's where he went, because we need him off to get the hose off. So let's do that. So we definitely know there's a bracket floating around here somewhere. let's take that one off as well. Yep, let's leave that there. Let's take the nut off. It's a bolt, that one. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to come off and out of the way. Maybe, maybe not. But for now, he's out of the way. Let's undo that hose clamp while we're there. Just so you can see what I'm talking about. There's a hose clamping back here. Some of that stuff off. That red wire is for the converter. So, yeah. Almost ready to start splitting that. Probably put you there. Let's have a go. There. I think everything is off there. Some of these hoses run through the front. We'll see where they go once we release this. There's a shim. Take the shimmy off. So I think the best thing we can do here, before we do anything, I'm going to get that hose off because that's definitely on there. So let's do that. No different to before. Open it up, slide it along. Let's give that one more. Crack the hose. Pull it back. And there's a finger here. Nope. Okay. Let's put you just there, so you're kind of out of the way. There's nothing else really in the way here. So let's get cracking some of these bolts. How are you going there? Can you still see? Yes, you can. Just going to run along and crack most of them all first. Oh. Yeah. What have we got behind here? Any more behind there? It doesn't look like it. There's one here. One here. One here. Now I heard you just remind me about putting that bolt back. So he can go here. And there was a nut. So there's a nut at the front, there's a nut at the back. That's the nut that I've already got here. And the bolt is for over here as well, which the bolt went on top there. Let's put him back as well. There's no confusing what's going on here. Hand tight is fine. Hand tight there is fine. We will have to take that bolt off. And again, we'll put him aside. And what we'll do after is we'll put them back where they belong as well. And again, they don't get lost. These are going to be long bolts because they're going to go all the way through to something else. And before we take all them right off, we're going to leave that one on. We'll take this one off. So these are all inlet manifold bolts. And I don't need a bag for them because I'm basically putting it all back. Because all this will have to go back in, of course. Okay, so let's take that one out. That's out. Nice big bolt, that one. Let's take that clamp off, but he's going back on. Let's take that one off. And a nice big long one. Two. So far these are all the same size. "23-year-old bolt, beautiful. Like the day it was put in. 1, 2, 3. How are we going here? I think it just need to break the seal. Not sure if there's a gasket there in there or not. Let's have a look. It's holding you. Oh God. Get that out of the way. Ooh. There you go. That's not holding it anything. Just seems a little tight for my liking. I'll keep mucking around with it, but it's hard because I've got to lean over a long way to get to it, unless I try the other side. Okay, maybe I have a bit more luck this side. Nothing there, no. Oh, there is. What's that? Is that a hose? No, it's not. Maybe it's just sheer weight. Oh, gravity. It wants to come. It does. It's probably, oh, I don't know, here. Maybe. I don't really know what you can see. Jesus. I'm definitely in need of a break. 1, 2. Can you come up the other side? Like 3. So we just have to work it, I think. It's just a bit stuck. Almost there. you just there for the moment till I can work out what's grabbing. Actually, let's reassess. Let's put it back on. Now when I lifted that, something was still a hold of it. Didn't mean to put you back on there. Okay. There could have been fuel, could have been water, could have been all kinds of stuff. Now, that hose that goes underneath, so we don't lose it, we're going to put some tape on it. Just so we know exactly which hose it is. And I'm sure you'll remind me which one it is. Okay, again, let's crack that. Slide it off. Not sure if you can see, but there it is, down the way. There's the top of the inlet. I'll put that over here. Okay, what can you see now? Alright. Well, I'll tell you what, we're certainly getting there. Now, all that fuel and stuff, that'll evaporate very easily now out in the open. Now, before we lose anything, let's put these two on here, just to sort of start them off. So they don't get lost. It's obviously a seal there. I don't know if it's got any gill on it. Probably not. It's got 3 bolts here. 3 long bolts. They can go back in there. Not really hurting anyone. Don't cross thread them. Want to know a good trick to not cross threading something? Put it in, wind it backwards. When you feel the click, go forward. Works every time. Even when you're putting, you know, wood screws back in wood, it'll have its own groove. You put it in backwards, you'll feel the drop. That's the next thread. You go forward, and you're pretty much laughing from there. I just want to put them hand tight, just so they don't come off. And we don't lose that gasket either. Oh, that one's going all the way through. That one's going to go somewhat. And there we go. Right. Now, which means all these leads can now be tucked out of the way just over here. And what does that mean for our workspace? Well, our workspace is a lot cleaner now. Okay. Now, something's telling me to pull the injector rail off. Now, I will confess, I've never had to pull injectors off a car before. I think they just sit there somehow. I find that a bit hard to believe, but actually, maybe not. They're just spinning there. So, so the whole rail just gets held down and holds it in. Sounds like a possibility. Again, that's the fuel line. So let's leave that clamp on. Actually, let's take that clamp off. Now, those 2 bolts I've got left over, before I don't know where they go. I'll go back into the head. So they're back in the head of the inlet manifold. So now there's no parts. Okay. So we need to get this off to start tearing down the rocket cover and then obviously the head. But we're making great advances here. So let's take the fuel line off. Hope that's enough. Crack it. Some downward force. It never likes to crack on that one. Likes to crack on that one. Okay, so I don't know if there's any fuel in that. I certainly won't be pumping it out, not unless I put the fuel pump on. And again, let's move that to a safer area. Over here, well, it's kind of out of the way. Okay. So if you were to get your injectors changed, they take all this off to get to this, and basically take that off. $12mm again, and again, let's start with a harder one. It might move you. How we going there? Okay. Are you still on? You are, 28%, doing well. Let's undo that. Yep, that's good. Let's crack the other one as well. Now all the electrical for these is just laying across here. So let's take that right off. Okay, let's put that to one side. So the old wind's picking up. It was rather hot earlier. Maybe it's cooling down a little bit. That's another one to that side. Now, like I said, I've never done injectors. Nope. So my guess is, yeah, that comes straight out. What did I just want? Okay, there's a little plastic bit, I think. Yep. We definitely lost that plastic bit on there. I didn't know it was even on there. Now, you're probably like, you're going to unplug them first. Well, my thinking was, I could get it off and then unplug it. Because to be honest with you, I don't even know how to plug on. Do they just clip on? I don't think so. Do they have one of those clips? Looks like they do have a clip. You work the first one out, you'll go right with the second one. There you go, one. Two. Oh. Gee, tough little buggers, aren't they? Well, it's made tough by the wiring. I don't know. This one's going to be hard to get. 3. One more. Yes, and of course it's got a return line on it. Let's take the return line off. I was just thinking, man, putting that return line back on is going to be another way. Can we take it off from the other end? Let's have a look. You know, they don't really make these to come apart. They just make them. They don't really care how they go. So let's put my hand under here. Feel. Okay, we got a little hose. So it's a tiny little hose no matter what. So which means if we break that seal, it should come off fairly with ease, and I think that's what's hanging onto it, to be honest. And while we're there, did we find that little plastic piece? Shouldn't be too hard to find. Not visible down here, but I can rest assure you it's there. If not, we'll get another one. That's why you got to be extra careful. So let's just let's take a minute. Well, I can tell you right now, with some wrestling, I did manage to get that off and unclip the last one. So that comes off in one piece. I'm assuming these come off. Send your injectors in. They get them clean. I mean, look how gucky that one is. I mean, yeah, they definitely need a service of some sort. There's a lot of work to get to one of these, I've got to tell you. Anyway, so if you get your ejectors done, far out. So let's put that down there with that piece. Okay, we have 2 bolts. Oh, hang on. So that was the top piece. So I've got to work out where they went. These were the 2 bolts that screwed into here. Yep, let's put them back. And we got to find that black piece. I took the other one off. Worst case scenario, we'll just order another one. They might even come with the kit, who knows. I do have to order a gasket kit for this whole engine, so yeah. Keep everything together. That one down there together. Oh, that's the phone. Pause.